Are we alive now? Oh,
We live.
beautiful.
Smoke it, play Elden Ring lol.
No fun. Okay.
First week as diary let going good. Everybody has pretty much called out for Saturday night though.
Yeah, I bet. What are they saying Owensboro's going to get? It's going to be nuts. That's scared.
#12-18.
Oh, 12 to 18? Yeah, that's fucking nuts. That's crazy. What do you think about that, Doug? What do you think about that one, Doug? Serious shit, Doug.
I could use some global warming lol.
It's like global warming now. It'll be fine. Oh, it'll be fine.
Are you scheduled Saturday or Sunday?
Both days. Or Sunday, Monday. 2 half days, and then I go on vacation the rest of the week. I'm gonna go in if the store, unless they close the store, I'll walk up there. I'll get my paycheck, Doug.
Are you guys getting a truck?
I have no idea. Hope they canceled the Frozen truck. I'd say no. I say no truck will come Saturday night. I say there'll be a truck Friday night, and then no truck Saturday, and then probably no truck Sunday night either. I hope so, because then I can just run all the fucking backstop. Really clean that shit up. Well, we'll see. Sweet dog.
Did you guys' dairy department get raided?
Yeah, all the milk was gone when I came in. All the milk was gone. All the eggs. Almost all the water was gone. And then, I don't know, I didn't even look at the bread. I just started filling up the water because that's my department. I said, fuck it. But started doing that when I came in. Put all the water out that was in the bag. That's
Even dairy
madness.
backstock?
Yeah, even the milk backstock. Milk backstock gone. Egg backstock gone. But a truck came in this morning, so that shit won't last long. No, they'll clear all that milk out again. It'll be absolute madness, Doug. Douglas Doug. Mr. Douglas Doug.
At least the storm made dairy get their shit out of the produce cooler.
It'll be mad. I don't know if they did. I'm sure. I'm assuming they did. I never checked. Adventure Path.
Your girl coming over for the storm?
Probably not. Love me. Woo.
Have you been keeping up with the World Economic Forum at Davos?
Nah, I've been busy working. I know Trump's in control and he's handling things. Well, I don't have to worry about it. Amazing, guy.
ICE detains 5-year-old during Minnesota operation.
Good. Get him on out of here, Doug.
Call in.
I'm off tonight. Log in, got a nice face up. You just seem to log in.
I might call off Sunday. The roads will be icy.
I'm gonna go in at the store unless they close the store.
What do you think is going to happen to Greenland?
I'm gonna work out some kind of deal. That's what Trump said. Deal being worked out, bro.
It pisses me off that Trump's admin keeps saying we are only trying to get the worst of the worst illegals out when they should be saying we. Smokey Dog 7. Watch the playoffs this weekend.
Ricky Perez log in. Log in immediately.
I'm waiting for my probation officer to roll up on me right now. How much to watch the Seahawks game on Sunday? I'll get on
What?
after she leaves if you return my mod status.
As soon as you log in, like I told you the other day.
The Seahawks QB is playing injured.
Playing injured. Alright.
Not a pussy like Bonix.
Oh my god, there's a guy up there.
Sup?
Here's Maple. I tell you to log in, but you can't figure it out. Ricky Press said you made it up. Ricky Perez said you made it up. That's all lies.
Maple's power is out.
Probably.
Maple's power's out, hee hee. Maple's power's out, he can't find the server, he doesn't know whether has coming or going. Nope, it's not out yet, but we're going to end up getting some of that storm, so I'm sure it will be out in due time.
Who's getting, how much snow are you getting? Ricky lives in California, he don't get that. Got homelessness and drug addiction. Fucking guy.
There ain't no snow over here yet.
Ain't gonna be no snow here.
Not sure how much we're supposed to get. It's snowing Saturday and Sunday.
Ricky, log in, get some gears. Give me that.
Thoughts on the new Glock being sold out? I tried to get one yesterday and all 3 stores I went to were sold out.
Yeah. There you go. I have my thoughts on it. Some pre-orders.
Anything above Gen 3 is banned in California Rouge. Raid that base. Vanilla Rust wipe is January 29. That's against the Constitution. You can thank Trump for that, Ricky.
Duckhead, log in, get to work. Log in, get to work, Duckhead. Ricky, violate parole and log in. Violate parole and log in, Ricky.
Well, now what?
You log in and get to work.
Smokey, your thoughts on that Bobby Hill guy?
And just something I heard.
Fortnite.
Yeah. Oh, week ahead. I'm afraid. I live in terror from what's to come.
A brisket is cooking.
I'm afraid. Yeah. Somebody got to log in. You know, live life for cowards. Joe Biden's dark winter returns for one last visit.
If you have diabetes or know anyone dealing with it, you understand how annoying fingerprinting can be. The Glucomax changes everything. It's Thursday, January 22nd, 2026, and of course, we've got another major update for you on this upcoming crippling winter storm. So let's get right into it. Starting off with the European model, which has been the MVP for this storm, in my opinion. This is what it's going to look like out there Saturday, January 24th at 1 a.m. We are going to be live on this channel, likely around this time, and we're only going to be not live whenever I'm sleeping, pretty much, for the duration of the storm. But we're going to have heavy snow coming together in Kansas and a thin band of our mixed precipitation, including freezing rain, coming together over the...
These storm YouTubers, this is their goddamn Super Bowl. They hyped up.
Transition into a freezing rain and
Go live for the whole storm, 24-hour storm stream.
forward, you can see that huge area of freezing rain expanding into Arkansas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. Also, our snow is becoming heavier on the backside, panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas, into Kansas, Missouri, and Arkansas.
There is 4 club missions today.
And that first swath of significant heavy snowstorm from race over past St. Louis into Kentucky, Indiana, and Ohio. We're going to get a healthy
You better buy toilet paper before it's too late.
Saturday evening.
Move to California, smoke it.
Indianapolis. But just to the south of that, we are going to have a devastating freezing rain event starting in West Tennessee, northern Mississippi, southern portions of Arkansas, and of course into northeast Texas. And this is where I think the worst of the ice storm is going to happen. It's not because
Yeah, I probably should do a little Instacall order or something. I don't need no toilet paper though.
this area could see 12 hours or more of freezing rain, and that's not
A good idea.
the future, though, and you can see our second area of
Smoke
concern,
marijuana.
ice storm really lighting up like a Christmas tree here on the Euro model around 10 a.m. on Sunday. That's going to be northeast Georgia, northwest South Carolina, the entire state of North Carolina, also along
Stock up on marijuana.
the southeast side of the Appalachian Mountains, where we have significant cold air.
He log in, get them views.
terrific ice storm down here as well. More than a half inch of ice is going to be possible in a short period of time. This will bring down a bunch of trees on those hills. They're going to crash into power lines, and we are going to lose power in a huge portion of this area, I believe. Notice the warm nose. Okay, so our friends in Middle Tennessee, Eastern Tennessee.
It's about to get serious.
Showed a feet of snow.
Your ass about to be without power. You ain't gonna hear from Maple. You may never hear from Maple again after this storm. I mean, never come back off.
You lose power.
Buried in the goddamn snow and ice.
These are prediction models based on.
Get logged in. I don't hear no more.
Stuff like this can change. We can have fluctuations. We have a storm that's 4 or 5 or 6 days out. You never really want to be in the bullseye if you storming, and we have a happen now. There will continue to be some shifts. In fact, some of the latest models that have just came in. Now we're starting to see things correct back south a little bit. I don't know if that's going to bring snow back into East Tennessee, a significant amount of snow anyway. But we're starting to become a little bit more confident on exactly what's going to happen. Like, for example, the Northeast is now definitely in play. It's going to be tough figuring out exactly what happens in Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, New York City, because, as always, there's going to be some problems with the warm air there. Side, this is going to be the biggest snowstorm in D.C. and New Jersey in a decade. There's no doubt in my mind. There's some problems with icing and rain mixing in. I think that's the interior Northeast, like Pennsylvania.
It's better than Naples summer where the Indians won't fix the AC and have him illegally working in the extreme heat with no AC.
It's pretty much. It's finally going to be out of our hair on Monday night. As we go into Tuesday, we really won't have anything else to say about it other than wow. And wow, I've got a snow to shovel, and wow, the power's out. Unfortunately, that's going to be
Let's do it again. Way less stressful. With flex.
Wow, the power is out.
Okay, let's talk about the ice forecast.
That would suck.
What if Smoke his apartment pipes first and he loses power with Question Rouge?
That's going to be still going to have some problems, but specifically in those two zones, I think we're going to have a catastrophic. Start preparing now. If you haven't started preparing yet, up here in northern Louisiana, southern portions of Arkansas, Mississippi, over into western Tennessee, maybe even in the southern middle portions of Tennessee, you've got to finalize your preparations today. It is almost too late. Lots of people in these zones
I wrong. What is that?
for more than a week. Now, this is the National Blend of Models forecast for total ice accumulation. This is supposed to be a conservative
Make sure you have
forecast,
plenty
right?
of
This is supposed to
groceries.
be on the lower end. I love science inside. They're like crazy numbers, and you go to this to show something more realistic, but even this is showing crazy numbers. Close to an inch of ice accretion over here near the Mississippi River. That's just going to be devastating. Even 3/4 of an inch of ice, which is it's going to be devastating. We've got the NBM showing over a half an inch of ice all the way up here into portions of Middle Tennessee, close to Nashville. It is possible that we see more than that. Once again, this is a conservative forecast that we're looking at here. So anywhere in the pink, you've got to be making preparations. You've got to be getting ready for days without power. Unfortunately, this is the reality of what we're about to go through. There will be some pockets, I think, over here in the Cumberland Plateau and ice impacts because the warm nose is going to infiltrate, but still, if I'm in the pink zone up here, I'm not even in that dark of pink, but I am making sure the generator's ready, and we went to Walmart yesterday. We did the whole thing. Okay, now let's talk about the snow. In my opinion, this is the fun part. Snow can still be dangerous, but it's not as dangerous or as life-threatening as ice and power outages and stuff like that. But before we get into this part of the podcast, we've got to thank the awesome sponsor, the people that are allowing myself and my team to literally
Buy a propane burner so
our
we can
lives
cook.
to this storm over the past 5 days and for the next 5 days. Look, nobody wants to be waiting around for the money. And traditional banking can be slow and full of hidden fees. That's why I think that today's sponsor, Current, is actually changing that is all about building the future of banking to work for you. They focus not just on helping you keep build your credit by an average of 80 plus points in just 6 months. Not to mention, they can also get you your paycheck up to 2 days early. Expect deposit title and cash. Not a problem. You can get fee-free overdraft up to $200 for new users. Or if you qualify, you can get up to $750 for paycheck advance feature. And with Current, you get access to over 40,000 fee-free ATMs and in-store cash deposits. That's what makes me like Current. It's modern banking designed around the way that we actually live. So get Current today. Sign up at current.com/Ryan Hall and use my code to get $50. Plus, you got to unlock tools like paycheck advance, credit building, and more. Terms and conditions apply. A big thanks to Current for sponsoring today's video. I think a lot of you guys yes, for the most part, it's an average of a bunch of different models. So I think that we are good to go for 7 to 9 inches between Amarillo and Oklahoma City. There's going to be a couple of places that get more than a foot over here. I think that the National Weather Models is really section right here. Like, there's going to be a band
Why
of
did you
higher
do it?
snow totals that fall somewhere in that general zone, and the National Blended Models is just not locked in just yet. There's too much discrepancy right now. It's
Drool.
really good. They're highlighting the area too much because once again, people will become emotionally involved and it shifts 50 miles to the north. I'll get a picture from 8 now. So, anyways, over here in Oklahoma and Kansas, I mean, we're shooting for at least 8 inches of snow in Wichita. Kansas City might even get in on a decent amount of snow with this. I think that 3 to 6 inches of snow is a good call in Kansas City. The same can be said for St. Louis, but in a situation where the storm goes a little bit farther, 8 inches is definitely on the table. I think that Jackson, Missouri is shooting for 10 inches. Springfield, Missouri, might even get in on close to 10 inches of snow. Now, notice the very sharp cutoff on the south side. This is where the ice starts cutting into our snow totals and sleet. It's possible that in Little Rock, we only get 2 to 4 inches of snow, but also maybe 2 to 4 inches of sleet. And there may be also a half-inch of ice. That's going to be a mess. That's going to be a worse situation. Just a foot of snow. It's going to be harder to deal with. The same can be said for Memphis and maybe even Nashville. It's still showing 4 inches of snow possible in Nashville. But man, there's going to be a really tight cutoff here where that rain and that freezing rain and that sleet is going to cut down the totals. It is very possible that Nashville gets an inch or 2. And Clarksville, Tennessee gets 3 to 6 inches. That's how close of a cutoff we're going to have here. And it's those small details that we still don't know for sure. If this line right here shifts just 20 miles, that changes the forecast big time for a lot of people. So
Fuck you do with the drone?
Trying to answer questions with the models. We're going to go live tomorrow, videos tomorrow. We're just going to keep relaying this stuff until the snow is done falling. Lexington still looks like close to a foot. Cincinnati, close to a foot. Columbus, 10 inches. Dayton, 10 inches. Indianapolis, 6 to 9 inches is going to be possible in there. And then down here in my neck of the woods, unfortunately, I'm also in one of these places where 1 to 7 inches this is going to be possible. And we've got sleet and some snow.
What the?
So this whole time we've been thinking, about 7 inches of snow is possible. That's still on the table. Man, this cutoff line is getting awfully close to Mikeville. And my son is here with me at the weather house today. He's dying to give us his input on our snow here. What do you think about it?
5 inches.
5 inches. Are you happy with 5 inches? Do you want more? Yeah, I'll try. I'll try to get some more for us, okay?
I need 10,000 cells.
So my son needs 10,000 snow, so we might have to borrow it from you guys up here in the Northeast, where we have a huge area that's likely going to see a pretty big snowstorm. Once again, if this pattern holds and we actually get 15 to 18 inches between Washington, D.C. and Boston, this is going to be a big snowstorm for a lot of you guys in like a decade. So I'm rooting for you if you want snow, if you want snow, and if we end up not getting it over here, that was all me. So either way, now that Richmond, you are getting closer to that warm line. I think that it's possible that it's still there. I'm surprised it's still there. Washington, throw over a foot of snow. St. Petersburg, Allentown, Scranton, Pittsfield, and then we're talking about when we're talking about Plymouth, when we're talking about Hartford, New York City, Philadelphia, and Washington, D.C. and Baltimore, this is the best place to forecast for. There's a lot of reasons for that. I'm not going to go into it. And if you feel like the weatherman is following you, live here, supercomputers, the experts really can get it right here because very ocean, the Great Lakes, high pressure system in Canada, the Gulf, moisture of the Appalachian Mountains, like it all comes together right here. So it makes it a daggone pain in my butt. Right now, it does look like a significant winter storm with mostly snow is on the way. And just for fun, let's take a look at the European AI symbol, which in my opinion is a pretty good model, and it does a good job of narrowing down the corridor. Okay, so let me just quickly tell you what I'm talking about. This sharp cutoff is also very much more evident here, where we see maybe a foot of snow between Oklahoma City and Bentonville. It's only 3 inches in Memphis, but you can see that there's a very clear spot here in the Valley, the European AI population. Foot of snow in Lexington, Louisville, Maysville, Cincinnati, Columbus, Indianapolis, 8 or 9 inches. Still right on that cutoff line there, like Kentucky. Nashville, literally the south side of Nashville could get 1 inch of snow. The north side could get 3 or 4 inches. Clarksville could get 5. Bowling Green could get 7. That's how sharp you can have. I can move south or north from here. And then I also think that this is a more realistic look at what can happen in the Northeast as well, where we have significant snow totals a little bit inland, but Nashville could get 1 inch of snow. The north side could get 3 or 4 inches. Clarksville could get 5. Bowling Green could get 7. That's how sharp of a cutoff we could have. And remember,
Oh, I'm fucking crazy. This is crazy.
You know, cutting to the chase here, this is going to be a high impact event. That has not changed. So a winter storm is coming this weekend. We've been talking about this for a while. Aspect of it, in fact, we're weeks. We've been talking about this more than that. I think it was January 13th. We got it on to talking about weeks. It's been an amazing signal that's been showing up. So it's pretty wild to see that it's still there and moving in nearly the exact time it showed. That is not very often. But it also tells us that this is an anomaly event. What I mean by that is this is one that will likely be the books. We're entering the type of setup that is unusual and could carry some surprises.
How are you going to take the dogs out if there is a foot of snow?
Open the door.
Just stick to the plan here. Show you guys the snowboard. And that snowboard, well, I mean, it's same. The winter storm for this weekend, still on tap. We got the light snow for next Wednesday with another Arctic front. Arctic air, even though it looks light as of now, an inch or so this weekend, and then next weekend is another storm. Still, given pass along here. Because we're all in the vehicles. You here every day. Appreciate that. Just want to know see snow happening. Get that. Try to answer all your questions. Hopefully, in the video, to explain. You guys know how the style is. Big fan of all the details. If I don't answer anything clearly, let me know at the very end here. See a lot of answers way too many that are flying in. So, just recent comments when we get to the end here. And try to get some more questions. The answer. And then I believe those to get recorded. So, I'm always on time, but spend as much time as I can. There. Right. Let's dive in. This morning in town, the expectations there at 30 degree temperatures just now until after.
Yeah, they got a camera in town. Look at that.
Usually I was betting on trying to fix the roads in Louisville, Indiana, but yeah, it was pretty out there, but for Kentucky, it took care of that, but it didn't quite get to Kentucky. So, county is supposed to make her full today. So, just got out of school because these hours are crazy. Goodness. It's still fine here today. We're in the 20s, over 30s now. We'll inch that up. It's going to be upper 30s this afternoon. I don't know, 40. This is our last day. Our last day above freezing. For the rest of the month. And it may be our last day freezing until at least early February. So, Beaver Falls, yes, it's not going anywhere. Road conditions. They're going to stay bad. So as you're driving around town, especially tomorrow, look at all the pavement. Look at your driveway because you're going to miss it because it'll all be different here in a couple days. Okay, so the dramatics, they get sentimental sometimes. Okay, nice quiet setup today though. We don't have anything to worry about falling from the sky today or tomorrow. But tomorrow we do have, you can see the leading edge of the Arctic boundary that does arrive tomorrow. So we will see down temperatures to a sub-freezing day tomorrow. Tomorrow will be cold, but we don't get any increase out of that. So that's important because that, of course, is the stage for what's coming, which here is the Baja. So it is now moving in to southern Cal. We did get some data from hurricane hunters that made it into the models last night. They are getting more data today from the Gulf. Hopefully get a lot of moisture levels, see how that is matching up with the data. So there are still more adjustments that I think will be had here because we're just now getting into the core of forecast. This is the reason why, to be honest with you, for more days of long-range models, that on TV a lot of your extended forecasts were great because you really couldn't do much forecast until the storm made it into the United States. Then you forecast, and that would give you about a 3-day window. Now we can see data out a year in advance, to be honest. So it's pretty remarkable that things have changed over the years.
A year in advance. How the fuck they know that?
IRS data, which I'm now seeing that's not fully able to see it all. It will in the next 24 hours, but it's all last minute, and I know you guys see that. There's another piece, of course, that's coming in from Canada that's on its way. Here's the battle that I talked about yesterday. It's still the same idea. That this piece that will be dropping down, it will stretch out into the Rockies. It will try to phase with the Baja alone as it comes out of Texas. The question will be, how fast does it phase? The trend I have noticed is that because this lead wave looks to get here first, that should induce the light snow setup. It's overrunning setup. It'll be very dramatic on the radar for Saturday. I'm confident I'll snow on Saturday. I'll show you the maps on that. Then the second piece rolls out, and this is where the storm finally will get phased and become a stronger low pressure. That means warmer air will get involved. I will say what we'll be watching here in the next 24 hours especially is how much of a gap do we have between this first piece and the Baja low. If there's too much of a gap, this low that will get stronger will certainly introduce warmer air all the way up to the Ohio River. If there's a little bit more of a tighter gap between the two, they're pretty much phased completely, or at least close in a 1-2 step, then it's going to be a little harder for that warmer air to get in. So it will likely suppress that warmer flow, and you'll end up with a flat-out snow event for most of the area, not all. If we're going to be able to escape sleet or ice getting involved in wave country, I'm growing confident that's going to be our forecast now. So if you're in our southern counties, pay attention. So that's what I'm watching now, to see how these two pieces are still going to line up on timing. I'm telling you, just small little differences, just a few hours off on how they interact. It makes a big difference in the outcome. When you look at the smaller details within just wheat country, it's like Kentucky or Indiana or Tennessee. I'm just talking about wheat country. This is our small little world we live in here. Those differences do matter. And I can't answer that fully with high and if anybody says they know, then all power to the good life. They know this is still very complex. The atmosphere is not easy to figure out when it's not completely 1 or 2 degree difference in winter these kind of scenarios, especially with the winds. Okay, so anyway, enough of that. That's what we're looking at on the meteorological side. That's what we'll be watching the next 24 hours, and that will matter some on the snow map you're about to see on the finer details. Here are the winter alerts around. We saw the history of winter watches out one end of the south to the other. They've upgraded the warnings for most of them. You're going to see on that future color for this hurry up to get it, so that'll be peak today, and we should be upgraded tomorrow afternoon. I guess they will be upgraded to winter storm. Okay. So those are the alerts encompasses all of Tennessee and all of Kentucky and now much of southern Indiana. So you just don't see this often, right? When we get this, we've seen it, to be honest, several times. Obviously Kentucky and Indiana covered like that in Tennessee, but it just stands out. Recently, we have not really had a lot of systems like this. It's been hard to get a winter storm. It's a lot of attention. All right, so here we go. Again, all of you that are watching, at least within our area, most of you are going to stay watching, but in general, that's the watch south. Okay, so let me show you Euro.
You're dying
Euro
in food.
is, I mean, they all look similar, but I think it's a storyline with it. Here is your typical rain, snow line, or baseline in this case. It's a blue line. So here we go, Saturday afternoon. This formula, when is it going to start? Well, it's high dry air initially. So, it's dry air, and then Saturday, thunderstorm approaches. There's no definitive time on the score line. Thunderstorms, it's like, oh, it's 5 minutes p.m. Right, 15. It doesn't look work like that. Snow, sorry. It's very gradual. So you likely show
I just saved your
then
life.
it'll become a light snow. Then
Right,
it'll become bigger flakes, moderate snow, and then you'll get into heavy snow. It will go through intervals, emotional phases. And I feel very confident that most of Kentucky is going to be snow. This first piece that arrives here before this the Baja does. Okay, so that will be a setup for Saturday where you're heading out Saturday morning. I don't see a lot of issues. Saturday afternoon, we'll start to get slick roads. You come the light snow, we'll start getting some problems. Saturday night,
Where is this
travel
team?
will be very difficult. At that point, the rain will be too intense. So things become a problem Saturday night. So if you still have to travel on Saturday, the earlier the better. The longer you wait, the more of a problem, especially if you're heading west and south, the more of a problem you're going to run
Whose
into.
immunity bio
So that
is
snow will
this
increase.
morning? I sold my
Heavy
shares
snow
then
into
bought
Saturday
more when
night.
it dipped.
Euro shows that well. I like the way this is looking. Makes sense. Then we get into the push of the warmer air that tries to push that nose up as we head into about mid-morning. Let me back this up just slightly. 1 second, sorry.
Bashir has declared a state
I would
of
say
emergency.
sunrise Sunday through about 3 or 4 p.m. Sunday. That is when the warm nose that will try, we call it the warm nose, but it's warm air
Shut
flying
this thing
overhead.
down.
And you're thinking, wait a minute, we got temperatures forecast in the
It's no good,
teens.
rookie.
It's around 20.
That's
How are
gonna be
we,
interesting.
how are we going to get sleet and freezing rain out of that? Doesn't make any sense. Well,
Get
again,
ready
it's
for
not so
stocks.
much the cold layer of the ground that's the issue. We know we're going to be cold. It's just the air above our head you can't see. That will warm, and in some cases warm above freezing. And therefore, it changes
It's gone
what
to 10 to
falls
15 bucks
below
a
the
share
tree line.
each.
In some cases, it'll be sleet, which is the little
What
ice
time
pellets
is it supposed to start on
bounce around
Saturday
where you
night?
can hear sleet. I mean, in this kind of situation, if it's sleet, I don't know if you've been in a sleet storm or not, but it is very dramatic in the sound, almost like hail. When you have those hail events outside, you can hear it hitting your roof or a 10-piece outside, maybe over your porch. It can get loud.
9
If you're
a.m.
driving,
Greensboro.
it's loud in your windshield. You don't even need the wipers, to be
9
honest,
a.m.
because it'll be just bouncing around.
I thought it was Saturday night.
But it is loud. And in some cases, freezing rain means you
What do you
get
mean
involved.
it's Saturday
I
morning?
don't like that, because I'm worried that we're going to get a snowstorm and then an ice storm potential in parts of Kentucky that could develop. And that is going to get absolutely messy when you blend those two ideas. But my concern is growing on that. Okay, so we get into Sunday afternoon and night. We go about the snow. Anybody that's freezing rain, sleet, or whatever for the daytime period, especially on Sunday, by Sunday night, we'll go back.
What's your plan, Smoke It?
So it could be stuck like a cake. Get some snow, get some sleet. Sunday you freeze rain and then snow. That is not going to be fun. Shovel. It may not be able to be shoveled because it'll be too compacted down and too many layers. And you take the shovel and try to chisel it away. It's in your car. Same idea. If you got a garage with a car in, please do. Otherwise, it's going to be fun trying to get that cleaned off for a while. And then we just settle into brutally cold air that moves in. And
Brutally cold.
Dangerously cold. Even if we underperform on the snow side, I still don't think anyone's going to be able to go out. Schools may not even have it, certainly because, the locations will get us, which they will. It's the cold wood. Because it's going to be dangerously cold. Then we get the Arctic wave that we try to work on hopefully next Tuesday. But as soon as we try to increase our numbers, here comes another wave where we get light snow. And then we get into next weekend, and that is our southern system that will watch and see what this is going to be.
You may have to evacuate, Smoke It. It won't be safe. Stock up on toilet paper.
It stays very, very cold. As I mentioned, we're not getting above freezing for the rest of the month. And it'll take some time to get into February. All right, so we show you, what you just saw there was the map version. Let me show you the nerdy version of all that. And that's the finer details in a numerical form. How this is going to trend. A couple of things. There's a lot of data here you don't need to look at. A couple of things I want to show you, though. This first column, these are your surface temperatures. Notice it does try to warm us there Sunday. It tries to push the surface up.
He doesn't use toilet paper, he uses Clorox
And you can
wipes.
see above our head, this is the wind flow above our head. It goes southwest. So that's the warm nose that pushes in. Remember, northwest wind for a bunch of the snow on the front end that will arrive. This cold air before it. Get the southwest wind, and over the northwest, that's what's going to switch us back to snow as we head into Sunday, late Sunday afternoon and night. So the wind direction above our head is what we're watching. And you can
Use
see
toilet
that even
paper.
the Euro is going with a flow above it. Now at the ground level, it stays a northerly component. That's important too. That will keep it cold. It will not want the temperature of the ground level to rise much at all, even if it goes higher above our head. Here's the amount of moisture that falls in liquid form. It's a cumulative amount that you see there, so it maxes out as a grand total of 1.39. Ratio, I think we're averaging out about 13 to 1, but it could go as high as 18 to 20 to 1. So what it's trying to do then when it comes to snow is look at snow depth as well. And these numbers match, which gives you higher confidence in the snow idea of it falls. Typically they don't always match, but in this case they do. And it is certainly showing 20.8 or up to 21 inches.
What?
On snow, which for right now is trying to keep it all snow. Okay, so
21 inches.
Time frame, we're going to keep adjusting this, but I think overall, I like the way this looks. As we get into Saturday, again, Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, the heavy piece of snow, I think it's going to be falling here into the South Central Kentucky. How much are we getting with this? Well, this alone can easily put down somewhere half a foot, just about everywhere, maybe more. I think everyone has a very good chance to get a half a foot on the lower end of the scale. That's impressive and all, and itself would be
Oh hell no, toilet paper sucks, wipes are the way to go.
We could double that with the second piece of something.
Go to the store before it's too late.
This is getting involved the snow and the sleet, and in some cases maybe freezing rain, but that would be a very freezing rain part of things would be on the far southeast side, if anything. I think otherwise it's sleet.
Oh,
That's what's going to switch us back to snow. Okay, so here's where I'm going to be on the time frame. We're going to keep adjusting this, but I think overall, I like the way this looks. As we get into Saturday, again, Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, the heaviest of snow, I think it's going to be falling here
he said Saturday afternoon, Saturday night.
Toilet paper and
How
wipes.
much are we getting with this?
Who the fuck told you
this
9 a.m.?
can easily put down a solid foot just about everywhere, maybe more. But I think everyone has a very good chance to get a half a foot on the lower end of the scale. That's impressive in alone. That is
Combination of both is
being
best.
going crazy on the block, right? That's still a significant amount. But we could double that with the second piece on Sunday.
I like to start with dry paper. I heard
Much of
morning.
this is getting involved. The snow and the sleet, and in some cases maybe freezing rain, but that would be a very freezing rain part of things.
Then transition to the wipes.
Otherwise it's sleet. And that
Hopefully,
usually
it's
snow
bad enough
across
that I
the
have to
field,
call
but it
off
also
on
creates a
Sunday
pretty
so I
layer
can
on top
watch
of the snow, which is not
football.
fun.
Imagine
The heavy
being a
snow band
grown-ass
will
man
fall
using
north of
baby
the sleet
wipes.
zone. That is your sweet spot. That is always going to be the case here in the setup. So wherever that's going to be, that's where you're going to see the amounts. If you're looking at models, they're going to be spitting out the highest amounts right on the edge of that. And
I'm right on the edge of the sleep bottle. Ah!
as of now, I think very close to the wire. Not going to roll out for Indiana. So Indiana, hang tight. But that's where we're at on that. You know what? I did not
I'm
put
right there.
the main thing at the snowmap. Hold on 1 second. Let me get that in there. Where did it go? There it is. There it is. Okay. So here's the other issue I got.
If we get a bunch
Is
of
the ice side of things. This is the NAM, by the way. Now, it's quite dramatic on freezing rain. The problem here, too, is that ice maps don't mean the same as what you get on accretion. So I'm showing you this mainly for placement, not so much the amount. Don't panic on the amount. I don't see this being a full-fledged ice storm for everybody. We would have to get a tremendous amount of warm air in the southwest side above our head. While that certainly has grown, the depth of that warm layer has certainly increased in the last 24 hours. It could increase a bit more. That would certainly introduce the idea of getting sleet or freezing rain a little bit more involved. But for right now, we'll go slow with this until the models kind of fine-tune it. But I'm just letting you know, if there's anybody at risk for that, it is going to be Kentucky or Indiana. And the more south you are, a little more prime you are for that. The Weather Prediction Center, they issue outlooks on winter storms on impact on infrastructure, roadways. They're going with a major outlook for Louisville Metro and Central Kentucky. Makes sense. I don't think I've ever seen extreme come outs. That is, basically not going anywhere for days and days and days kind of thing. I'm not going to roll out. We may see some extreme purple there that may show up as we get a little closer, but this is no doubt going to be, again, a setup that can feature difficult to near impossible travel as we evolve into the weekend, especially if it can stay all snow. But even if we see the mixed idea, it's still going to be a problem. Okay, here we go. Let's get into the snow map. And I'll start off. This is the general overall snow for the entire weekend. As I mentioned, everybody has a chance to get at least a half a foot for the all snow portion for Saturday afternoon and night. So everyone should get blanketed with snow for the first part of this. The second part, that will matter on whether or not you keep adding on to your snow total or you start just getting sleet and or in some cases maybe freezing rain, but mainly sleet that adds onto that. Now, sleet is not going to add on as much. It'll be a much lower amount. If it stays all snow, this is the big one. Simply put, it's going to be one of the storms that you will talk about for a long time, if not for the rest of your life, about, do you remember what happened in 2026? It's that kind of a big snow. And we're thinking, again, very close to the Ohio River, just north of the sleet zone, is the most prime spot to see all snow as of now. But yes, there are some pieces of models. I mean, they take it all the way up to near Bullitt County in Mount Washington and Taylorsville. It gets right up to the southern metro and it hovers there. And it's absolutely just pouring snow in downtown Louisville to Indiana. It's that close. And there are several models that are close. But unfortunately, we need more high res that can break it down what we call 3 kilometer grid. We need that kind of a grid that can see our viewing area in small sections. And that will help refine that line. Is it really Bullitt County, or is it so vague on its idea that it's really going to be more of an E-Town issue and then it still stays all snow in Bullitt County? So that stuff we have to resolve. So this is going to be adjusted as we get that data over the next 24 hours. We're not going to see a major shift here on track. I don't see that happening. I think this is settling down on track. Now we got to figure out the thermals. How much warm air, how much moisture of that is wasted, or as snow lovers say, wasted on sleet or ice, or how much of that's going to stay all snow. And I'm telling you, we are going to be so lucky in Wave Country. We are going to likely feature all of that. We will feature one of the higher impact parts of this entire winter storm. I think is going to be here because we have the most challenging setup when it comes to all those different layers happening in Kentucky. So we're going to get a lot of attention in that idea. A lot of forecasters will, because it's going to be very difficult. I love that. It's going to be great. So I hope this makes sense. I mean, it's going to be very, very close. Very, very close, guys. All snow. You can go 12 to 18 inches, maybe higher. That's a lot of snow. It's a lot of snow. If you get sleet, it eats about 60% of that away in a forecast. And that's where, as snow lovers say, we bust it. The forecasts fell apart and everyone gets mad. I can only imagine. But anyway, I get it. We feel the pressure. We've got, we're trying to take care of our employees here too, trying to advise them how we're going to handle our staffing to get through this event at the next week so we can keep you all informed. So we're making all these precautions behind the scenes you all don't see. And we have the same storm anxiety too. And as far as trying, some people, have four-wheel drive. They want to risk it, not risk it. You want to be safe and get in that safe spot. All those things come up, guys. So the same conversations you're having with your family and your coworkers, we're having too. So this is not a situation where we're taking this lightly. I mean, we're taking this on a very serious note. We're trying to be as accurate as we possibly can be at this stage of the forecast. All right. So before I get into anything else, what questions can I answer? You work from home, Les? Yep, that probably is going to be something a lot of people are going to be doing. I got a feeling. Will this be good for building a snowman? Wendy says, I don't think so. If we get the higher moisture content on Sunday, that may add a bit of a wet snow on top. But this is mainly a dry snow. And the wind, by the way, will be gusty. So there will be some drifting of snow. Which is something we don't see very often here, but there will be some drifts that will happen. So measuring snow is going to be hard because it's going to be blowing around at times, but overall it will be a dry, fluffy snow. Once this is on the ground for a couple of days, especially when we get the sun to hit it, it does naturally turn it into a more snowman-making snow. But it's going to be so cold. Honestly, I don't know if you really want to be out, and certainly I don't know if you want the kids out. And please take care of your pets. If you keep your dog out, for whatever reason you have to do, first off, make sure the water never freezes because it will. So keep that changed out. But in this scenario for the weekend next week, it absolutely
We'll bring that damn dog in.
It's got to come in.
What?
If you have a dog that stays muddy all the time outside, you got to bring it in, please. Don't just put a blanket out there in the doghouse. That's not going to work. So make a comfy spot, whether in the garage,
a blanket out there for this.
Bring them in. Let them enjoy some time hanging out with the family. Make those precautions, but please don't leave them out. Tom, is that track based solely on the Euro? Not necessarily. It's a combination of the Euro, our Horizon model, which we can't display on here, but Horizon model is sort of similar on this, almost exact actually. So there are several different factors, but it's really just tracking that warm nose, I can't stress that I keep seeing the same line show up. That's roughly between Louisville and E-Town is the extent that keeps pushing up to before then it pulls away from us and heads south, and we go back over to snow for any area that switch over to
The
sleet.
expert said
So
let the
it's just a
dog
matter
shit
of,
in
it's
the
like
house.
watching something approaching. You're looking south, and here comes that warm nose, comes right up to you and stares you down, and then pushes back away. That's how I think Louisville is going to be viewing this. And again, if you stay off snow,
It's too
it's
damn
a
cold.
blockbuster snow. Big.
It's too
High
cold.
impact.
Shit now.
If it mixes,
Expert said it's
it's going to
okay.
be messy. I think travel will be even worse, to be honest, because at least with all
The
snow, you
expert
get
said it's
traction sort of
okay.
with here. I mean, deep snow is a different story, but still, you get sleet on top of that. Well, then road crews have got a problem because that's all going to compact down with the ice layer
Get
on
the
top.
steamer ready.
I mean, that's going to be hard to treat. It's going to be really hard. Constant plowing, salting, plowing, and salting. It's going to be, they're going to be exhausted, guys. So hats off to them. If you could just stay off the roads, please just stay off the roads because they need to get to every part of the road so that when you do have to get out, then it's been treated. Otherwise, if you're on the roadway and they can't get to a spot you're sitting at or on in that lane, then it just becomes an icy mess for somebody behind you. So just, stay off if you can. But anyway, if it's all snow, yeah, I mean, it's going to be a big snow event. But as I'm stressing
Stay
here,
on the road.
the Saturday all snow idea, I think, is going to put down a good half a foot everywhere before we get into the questionable part of Sunday.
car in the
So this is a
house.
bit odd here. Normally we just get right into this phase here. We get into right out of the gate, sleet or snow, right? And then we draw the snow map. This one's odd because it's layered based on how these two pieces interact. And with a band of snow Saturday, then the ice, then snow, then it gets more complex. How do I draw that on a snow map for you all?
Cooped up in the
Not easy
apartment
to
for
do.
days.
So this is the best way I
Stay
felt
on
that
the
we can
roads.
display our uncertainty. And so the amounts, again, could be lower. Let me put the amounts back on. The amounts could be lower by the time you get into the final number, only because of compacting that may happen. If you get sleet on top of that, it will press down. So measure the snow Saturday night before we see any type of warm nose come in. So especially in our central and southern counties, measure that snow that evening to get a total and send it to us so we know, send your pictures in of it, and then see how that will play out on Sunday. This is all type 3 plus 4. 3 plus 4, if that all makes sense.
I'm calling
So we're all on
out
the same page
Jack.
here.
You're getting your ass up and going to work. Ain't calling
That's
out.
in your detail chart. That was the year
People
old
got to
correctly.
panic,
At
buy
21
milk and
inches.
shit. You got to stock it, you
That
idiot.
is reachable. Right now, I think we just need to go slow with that. I think you can understand why. All right. I mean, I think we need to have high confidence it'll stay all snow before we really go on the higher end of snow totals. Let's give this some time to kind of cook in the oven, just another 24 hours, and then we'll fine tune it. It's fair? Can we see the soundings? I don't have them loaded, Brew, but it's a very obvious sleet sounding for Central Kentucky for sure. Louisville gets close, but so far most of that I've looked at. Close is fine, but if it doesn't cross over the threshold, it stays on snow.
Are already planning to call
And for
out
right now,
LOL.
we have more confidence in Louisville staying on snow than we do for Bullitt County.
Marshall, go
I mean,
down.
that's so close. That line is very, very close.
Man, fuck that I'm not coming
Kenneth,
in.
I'm trying to click on your comments,
Guys,
guys, because
stay
they're
off
moving
the
so fast I
road.
can't
You're going to
click,
work,
but,
Doug.
Kenneth, it's like chance of power outage.
Essential.
Yeah, there's a chance of power
Nice
outage.
try,
I mean,
but
it's not
you're
going to be a wet
essential.
snow where it sticks fully on the power outage.
Marshall, shut up.
If there's even like glaze from the freezing drizzle that could happen.
What do you
or rain,
want?
I mean, the freezing rain is. There could be some glaze on the power lines. But I'm more worried about the wind aspect of this on some of these snow. I think keep it on your roof too. Make sure it can handle the weight of a foot of snow or more. Some of you may be in a situation where you're living in a home that you've never faced that, right? Okay, I think I can't get into specifics on every location, so I know you guys want that. I can't. Just take away from this, all snow Saturday, half a foot is on the table for that first round. Whether or not you double that amount or more will depend on where the rain or the snow sleet line ends up being. That's simply put, that's how this is going to play out. As far as details of where this will be, specific location, I can tell you that the odds of getting sleet are higher for Kentucky than they are for Indiana. That's about as detailed as I can get on that idea. But you guys are hungry for a map. I know you will want the map. So here's the map. This is our thought. Hang tight. On the snow meter, by the way, I'm going to go with a 9. Not quite to a 10. If we have more confidence on a much more of a all snow scenario, this is going to go to a 10, which I have done twice in my time here at Wave. But it's possible. Okay, let me wrap this up here. Show you the 10-day. Here we go. 39 today, which sounds, again, summer-like. Today is the day, guys. I mean, I understand bread and milk is running out. Stores are swamped. At the same time, it's not really a panic, more so that everybody's just preparing, but everyone's preparing at the same time. So I look at it more that way than a panic. So far, I haven't heard of anyone screaming at somebody over bread and fighting in the aisles, right? Everyone's calm. They're just busy. Everyone's just trying to get their stuff done. So be kind as you head out, because emotions get high in these situations. So it's like, Black Friday, everyone trying to get that Cabbage Patch doll. Those are still a thing, right? Maybe not. Anyway, just use caution as you head out with your mindset on that. All right, just try to keep in mind everyone's trying to prepare. So that's what you should be doing. You need to be getting the gas you need to for your gas cans, for generators if you need to do that, your snow shovels, whatever you need to get on supplies. And keep in mind that if you're in an area where you could get multiple types here of sleet and snow, how you're going to handle that. I mean, if you're all snow, a broom will handle brushing off some of it, but shoveling will certainly be a factor. So be careful. This is where we get into a lot of people having heart attacks with snow like this. So please be careful. If you don't have to shovel it, don't. But if you're going to get ice, be prepared for that. Make sure you get a good ice scraper to handle that. Don't be throwing hot water on cars, by the way. Don't do that. But look at the temperature, because I don't want to ignore that. We're going to go with 8 below 0 Monday, 2 below 0 Sunday night, I think 8 below 0 Monday night. Wind chill may approach 20 below 0. I think extreme cold warnings are going to be coming out. I don't think we're going to get out at single digits on Monday. So we're going to keep the alert day going just for impacts. But to be honest, I could probably extend the alert day all the way out to the very end of the 10-day, because it's going to be impactful every day. Something's going to be some kind of drama with this setup is going to happen. And you see on Wednesday, we try to improve, but we get knocked back down again, and we get cold again down to 6 below. So we're not getting above freezing.
What's wrong with the hot water?
Okay, that's it, guys. I'm going to be on today, obviously on midday. We'll have updates throughout the afternoon. If there's any changes, we do have a conference call the media does today with the Weather Service. We'll let you know if there's anything different that they'll pass on. I don't think there will be. I think we're all on the same page. I think most meteorologists are on the same page. We understand the challenges this has. We understand the impact. But I'm hoping you're getting the tone from, especially our TV colleagues. You're getting the tone that this is a high-impact event and you need to take it seriously. I hope that's the tone. And it's not to scare you. It's not to cause a panic. We just wanted to make sure that you just got everything you need. We don't want you to be stuck in a situation where you need to take care of yourself or your family, and then someone's got to come to get you, or someone's got to rescue you, or make sure you're okay.
I'm fucking terrified, man.
And they're on flash sale right now. $50 off. This winter storm just took a huge turn. With less than 24 hours until the United States is slammed with a record-breaking snow and crippling ice storm, there has been a dramatic change in the forecast that you don't want to miss. This will be the most severe winter storm to impact the southern United States since 2021, with a dangerous combination of heavy snow and significant freezing rain lasting for an unprecedented amount of time from Texas to the East Coast. However, as the storm moved over land, new data led to a rapid change in the models, dramatically altering the most dangerous ice accumulations and what parts of the country may instead see historic snowfall. Temperatures could plunge to 30 degrees below 0 Friday and Saturday, with wind chills approaching 60 degrees below 0. This brutal cold will eventually spread into the southern United States, meaning freezing rain and snow will stick around longer, extending major impacts. So in today's forecast, I'm going to break down exactly what you need to know about the big changes that have happened with this winter storm over the last 24 hours. And the good news is that we finally know what this winter storm is going to do in the United States over the next few days. Who's going to see significant icing, who's going to see significant snow, and all of the other stuff in between. So let's talk more about it. We're going to begin with our future radar. This is what it's going to look like by the time you wake up tomorrow morning. We aren't going to have a whole lot of ongoing activity. There will be a little bit of light cold rain back over in Texas and southern Oklahoma, and then the beginning of our winter weather activities back over in the Texas and Oklahoma Panhandle. That's going to be some light freezing rain. By lunchtime is when activity will really start to pick up. We are going to have a risk of light freezing drizzle and freezing rain stretching across areas of Oklahoma City and Tulsa. So this is the beginning of when you want to be off the roadways in Oklahoma. Back over in Kansas, we'll have some light freezing rain and snow mixing, so just be ready for that in far western and central parts of Oklahoma near Dodge City. And then eventually by 3 to 4 o'clock, activity really starts to pick up in north central Texas and the Texas Panhandle. That's where heavier freezing rain is going to become a concern near Lubbock and Amarillo.
Crunch time now, Doug.
Will be ongoing in parts of Kansas and also back over into New Mexico. But this winter storm is going to get a lot messier by late Friday night and Saturday. And Saturday is really going to be the day where this thing explodes into a massive winter storm, even more massive than the low taper fade mean. Now, as we go into late Friday night and early Saturday, that is when this winter storm will explode in intensity. We are going to have moderate to heavy freezing rain.
There's a storm coming. Diggs, you fucking clown.
This is where ice storm
conditions J.D. Vance, I want to suck his dick, J.D. Vance.
Over in Little Rock, we are expecting sleet and freezing rain overnight Friday into Saturday, meaning there will be power outages, I think, across many areas around and especially to the south and east of Little Rock. Freezing rain will begin back over towards Dallas-Fort Worth, and we will have a band of heavy snow.
Get ready, Doug.
Texas Panhandle back into northern Arkansas. So the mountain region there of northern Arkansas is going to be impacted by this, including Fayetteville, Mountain Home, and then back towards Tulsa, Oklahoma. Even Oklahoma City will be transitioning into snow by late tomorrow night. As we get closer to the morning hour, so right as we go into sunrise on Saturday, that heavy band of snow is going to shift its way over into Kentucky and Tennessee, just to the north of Memphis. This will be impacting areas, especially in southern Missouri, just south of St. Louis, where moderate to heavy snow will continue. Sleet is going to be right in the middle of that, so that's going to stretch from southern Oklahoma back towards Memphis, and then heavy freezing rain is going to be ongoing just outside of Dallas-Fort Worth, towards northern Mississippi near Tupelo, and also towards Huntsville in Alabama. Now, as we go later into Saturday morning, we're going to start to see a lot more moisture coming out of the Pacific and also out of the Gulf, and this is going to create a lot more problems on Saturday. Saturday morning, it might kind of look like this winter storm is just this and it's done. Well, no, we actually have all this moisture right here that's going to reinforce our winter system, and it's going to be even larger by Saturday afternoon and evening. So look at this. As we go into Saturday afternoon and evening, we're going to have a very intense band of snow, freezing rain, and sleet moving its way across Tennessee and Kentucky, and then eventually by Saturday night, we have a new band of freezing rain and snow that's going to form.
It's about to get real, Doug.
Arkansas, almost all of North Texas, and also across West Texas. Almost all of that freezing rain will be moderate or heavy, which means ice accumulation will rapidly happen. You need to be preparing now for power outages that could last days in some of these areas, as we are expecting over a quarter of an inch of ice accumulation from Dallas-Fort Worth towards Little Rock, and then a very significant ice storm is expected in northern Mississippi, near Memphis, Tennessee, and also southeastern Arkansas, where ice storm warnings have already been issued, and that is an area that we could have some spots over 1 inch of ice accumulation. That is catastrophic. We are talking about very significant impacts in those areas that could really significantly damage trees, power lines, and there is a possibility that power outages will last days, if not even possibly over a week there in parts of Mississippi, Tennessee, and Arkansas. As we go into the late evening on Saturday and into the overnight hours, this winter storm is going to be huge. We'll have freezing rain with a cold air damming setup happening back over in Georgia, upstate South Carolina, and nearly all of North Carolina. Our first snow will begin back over in Maryland, Virginia, West Virginia, and Delaware, and then another huge band of snow is going to stretch from New Mexico back into Illinois. This will be round 2 of our heavy snowfall, and then freezing rain again stretching across a huge area. This is going to be one of the most dangerous winter storms that we have seen in a long time here in the United States. As we go into Sunday morning, so when you wake up on Sunday, we are still going to have heavy bands of freezing rain ongoing in parts of North Texas, central and southern Arkansas, including Little Rock, back over towards western and very extreme northwestern Mississippi and Memphis. Back over in Nashville, we are going to be on the fringe of a freezing rain / ice storm event. I do think freezing rain is going to be the dominant concern for the Nashville area. Now, one thing I do want to point out is that the models have been shifting over the last 24 hours. We've talked about this in our previous video, and they have shifted again. A lot of models are bringing stuff again a little bit further south, and obviously the smallest changes
Get ready,
Is
Doug.
the 1,400 hours a year you waste on your phone. With Purdue Global, you can turn that time into a degree. An extra 1,400 hours isn't just time regained. It's the chance to earn a degree that can shift your future for decades. Your past experiences on the job, in school, and even the military can count toward your degree. These are flexible, high-value degrees that fit
Get
your
ready,
goals. How
Doug.
close are you to a degree? Visit purdueglobal.edu to find out. This is your comeback.
1 second, you feel safe. And then,
These are on their way.
well, you still do.
When it comes to areas like Atlanta, Georgia, Huntsville, and even parts of Mississippi, and even Tennessee, seeing an ice storm. So I just want to point out that if you're back over in Nashville, the ice storm risk is starting to increase again. If you're in the Atlanta area, I do think ice is likely. I'm not saying it's definitely going to happen, but I would definitely be preparing for ice. It is starting to trend back towards it being at least some sort of ice event. It might not be a widespread ice storm, but at least some ice accumulation is on the table there. That is a very key note that I want to point out here. And then as we go into the overnight hours Saturday into early Sunday morning, freezing rain will continue in North Texas, almost all across Arkansas, and back into western Tennessee. We could have a warm slot that goes all the way up into Atlanta, even near Nashville, but that does not mean
This is serious, Stig. We get it. You're a fucking cuck.
Were to melt on Sunday morning in these
Cuck for
areas, it will
Vance. We get it.
once our Arctic
But this
blast
is
kicks
serious.
into here in the Tennessee Valley.
We ain't got time for your TDS today.
This
This
is
is serious.
New Jersey back into Oklahoma. We will have a transition into snow.
It's
If you are
fucking
in
serious, Stig.
Texas, if you are in Oklahoma City, even Dallas-Fort Worth could see some snow Sunday morning. And then a very significant freezing rain event will continue along the Mississippi River.
I'm
around
terrified.
Memphis, and that is, I think Memphis is honestly going to be the worst impact.
I have every right to be terrified.
Today on Sunday, we
And I am.
have a significant winter storm impacting nearly the entire Midwest and the Ohio Valley, and then back into the Northeast. We will have the possibility of snowfall rates up to 2 to even 3 inches per hour in parts of Ohio, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and back towards Long Island. Freezing rain will continue in Virginia, almost all of West Virginia, and then back
Get
into
ready, Stig.
late afternoon and early evening.
Where you
on
live at?
Sunday, and then snow will continue as well across most areas in Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, even by Sunday night. As we go later into Sunday night and into the overnight hours, snow will continue across most of New England. Some light freezing rain is possible in Long Island, even towards Virginia Beach, and also into parts of central New Jersey. And then as we go into Monday, light snow will continue across the Northeast, and then we'll be done with this winter storm by Tuesday.
Oh,
and
what
eventually by the
part?
middle and end of next week, yes,
What
there
part,
could be
though?
another winter system
What are you
across
afraid to
parts of
say?
the southern plains and the southeast. This is entirely possible, by the way. I'm not just showing you this because it's 200 hours out, but we are going to have so much Arctic air spilling down towards the Gulf Coast. We could be talking about another winter storm by the middle and end of next week, so this madness is not going to end anytime soon. Make sure that you're subscribed to the channel because things are about to get very crazy. I also want to point out this
what's
is the
gonna
European
happen?
model, and
Nobody
it has
gives
been
a
shifting
fuck.
back to the south again, and it does show
Beta.
so again freezing rain being in areas like Atlanta, Georgia, Sunday morning. So that is why I'm telling you guys, if you are in the Atlanta area, if you are in upstate South Carolina,
I'm gonna get
you
some
still need to
fucking
be
bagel
prepared for an
bites.
ice storm. Even if you don't see ice in Atlanta, it's best to be safe than sorry because things could change very quickly last second. It is a very sharp dividing line, guys. It's going to be one of those things that might come down to maybe tomorrow or even Saturday, knowing whether we are actually going to see ice there. But at least for right now, trends are going back in that direction, and that is not a good thing for a very populated area. Ice storms is very likely again right along the Mississippi River near Memphis, and then we could even see a little bit of freezing rain just outside of Houston. I don't think Houston is going to see freezing rain on Sunday, which means there shouldn't be ice accumulation, but there's going to be normal rain, and we are going to get that Arctic blast on Sunday, which means temperatures will drop quickly behind all that precipitation, and we could see a flash freeze.
What should I get?
See yourself in one of those pink areas here.
What's essential to get from the store?
Keep in mind the cold front when it comes through.
Besides all the bullshit I already got, the milk, the eggs, the bread,
So just a big heads up for anybody that is in
the water.
locations that may have not seen
I put a ton of 40-pack waters out every one we had. I hope there's still some left.
Snow and ice accumulation in a second, but this is the entire map right now when it comes to winter storm watches, warnings, and ice storm warnings. And yes, we have a huge swath of winter storm watches. This is one of the
God, am I forgetting? I don't want that shit. Am I forgetting something?
Nuts.
Yeah, my phone died. Fuck. I'm forgetting. Fucking forgetting something.
It'll be cold if the power go out. So, get the blankets, cover up, make a cocoon of the
Probation
blankets,
just rolled up.
and get under the blankets with the dogs and huddle under the blankets. Fight for survival. With jackets on and hoodies on. Cocooned inside the blankets with the dogs.
Be a man, dogs yourself.
Hopefully it's just snow so the power don't go out. Maybe be like 18 inches of snow. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
They are saying this harsh cold climate is caused by climate change due to the non-stop bombing Trump has done. Those bombs destroy the ozone.
Maybe. Anything's possible these days.
This is some serious shrinkage coming.
Serious storm coming. All you're worried about is Donald Trump.
Smokey doesn't have much to lose though. Harsh weather shifts asterisk. This reminds me of Biden's dark winter. Get on Fortnite.
Good as you get on or else. Be a man of your word. Anything? What should I get from the store? I'm scared.
Ascii. Go run somewhere. Sitting in a corner is hard to watch smoke it.
I'm not even playing the game. I'm just using the PlayStation to stream. It's a car door. It's a state of emergency right now. You're talking
you have
about.
A generator.
Will you shut up and just let you out? Hush. Shut up.
Talk about gamming.
Shut your mouth. Hush. Quit growling.
Scaring Duckhead. Hush. Hush this instant.
Buy a generator on a credit card.
He just shut up. Keep on, I'm not gonna get you a bone.
Buy
Keep
an
on.
$8 coffee.
Be no damn bone for you. No bone for you. I'm canceling the bone. I'm canceling the bone. I'm gonna run your mouth. I'm canceling the bone. The forgotten dog and forgotten cat will never be forgotten again. Learn how to shut up. I just let you out. There's no way you gotta be. Goddamn, you just went out. You just went out. Get it. Get out. Get out and get alive. Get out and get alive. Get alive. Try to get fucking alive. Get alive. Wow, they're already out of the 6-count eggs. Oh, yeah. Oh my God. There's going to be so many things they don't bring. It's going to have to refund. There's no fucking way. We'll make a phone call. Stand by, bye.
Face red, droopy eyes.
Instacart order has been placed. Will we get all the items? We may not get that milk. We may not get those eggs. We may not get that water. Now, I work Friday night, so I can grab some eggs and milk then. But I'm not lugging no big ass water home. Fuck it.
Egg prices. I have a case of 60 eggs in my fridge.
Eggs are cheap. I usually
How
get a
much
six
to
pack
call
of
off
eggs, but it
Friday?
wouldn't let me. It said 6 packs out of stock. And the only option it gave me was 18, so I might get 18 eggs.
Do you get a discount on groceries?
10% off. Store brand.
Who TF gets a 6-pack off eggs? People about to buy up all the shit. Get
I
a
don't
60
eat a
pack.
lot of it.
Like a man.
60? Hell, they'd expire long before you fucking ate them all.
Eggs are healthy.
Yeah, they're good.
Eat boiled eggs. You should eat at least 3 a day. How do you like your eggs?
Scramble.
Low T opinion. They going to leave you with soy milk lol.
The milk, the bread. I mean, I got some milk. Got like half a gallon. I'm there when the milk and eggs come in on the truck before the store opens.
Look at what I put in Discord.
We'll get a truck Saturday morning, Friday night. If I have to, I'll get it then. They just restocked everything, but that was this morning, so who knows. I unloaded the milk. There was a lot of it. But they'll probably sell through every bit of it. If I had to guess.
Now what?
Now we wait for Instacart to show up with the food. Maybe we cook something. I don't know. Who knows? Supposed to be getting a half today too.
Make muffins on stream.
Probably will during the winter apocalypse.
Half ounce.
Yeah. I'm gonna be snowed in this bitch. Well, I mean, I'll get up, walk to work. I don't give a fuck, but the store might be closed Sunday, Saturday night. I don't know. They might make an executive decision.
Buy a dab rig.
I'm in the group chat, so I'll probably hear about it eventually. I hear something tomorrow.
fucking there, I said. I bet that store is swamped. It's gonna be like that every day. And then Saturday morning, birds will be rushing in. People that rush in at the very last minute, knowing this was coming for days, they come rushing in last fucking couple hours, buying shit. Like, what the fuck, dude? You knew this was gonna happen. And they've been hyping it up all week. I had somebody tell me at work about it. It's the first person I heard it from. I was like, what the fuck? No, run! Delta Force. Trump sent us. Trump sent us, buddy. I'm getting away from Trump.
Idiots here are buying water like a hurricane is coming and we are below the ice.
Oh,
areas.
yeah. I went into work last night and the guy, everyone's got like assigned aisles they do, besides me. And the guy that does the water and the sodas and all that, he was off work
I had
last
a nice
night.
brisket cooking.
So I went in there and all the water had been cleared off the shelf for the most part. First thing I did was fill all that bullshit back up. It was a lot. It's all right.
More understandable for your state though.
Yeah, good. Can't even build right there.
Let's play Mario Kart.
Buy me a Switch.
You clown me for having a car, but it's nice in the snowy weather.
Yeah, I guess.
Yes, Doug. Not gonna work, but it'll work.
What's the latest on Trump?
He's your daddy. Your daddy's fine.
You can't just say I trust Trump every time you are pressed.
Yes, I can. That's where you're wrong, Doug. That's where you are wrong, sir.
What server?
I can, and I will. Server is Rushmania RM3. Oh, yes, I can, Doug. And yes, I will. There's nothing you can do about it, Doug. It's a free country. It's America, Doug. You hate our freedoms, Doug.
Have you watched the thing on Netflix that WWE just put on there?
No. Think about it.
(2026), the year of ice. Roman Reigns Royal Rumble odds leader followed by breaker Sami Cody. Fuck WWE. Thoughts on the market being down today?
Good. Y'all got so much money anyway. Good. Shut it down. What the? Out of wood.
Biden had a better stock market on God.
I bet he did. What?
My stocks are up Toda. The storm crashed the servers. Which Rustmania?
RM3.
Raid someone when Richard gets on.
Where is it? It got deleted off the face of the earth. Everyone got booted offline. Maybe it wiped and everything that I was doing was just a big waste of time. Wouldn't that be something?
Duck booted the server offline. Time for Fortnite.
Time for a nap.
Get on the VR during the storm.
Dum, 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 dum. I'm not saying it. Put off my. It's gone. Fucking gone. It's gone.